So most people think that keeping money in the bank is one of the most responsible things you can do. And I'll give you part of that. But what if I told you that it's not the most smartest financial decision you can make? In this video, we're going to discuss how banks use your money to make them money while paying you pennies on the dime. Let's get started. All right, guys, so we're going to start with inflation right off the bat. This is inevitable. Things just get more expensive every year. And let's face it, all of us, we don't make more money every year. If you're a business owner, we all know that money go up and down. And if you're a regular worker, 9 to 5, I mean, you might get a bump every year, like a 2% bump, which, let's face it, it might not cover inflation. What if inflation is 4%, 5%? And you have money sitting in a bank account saying, yes, I have a cushion, which is great. I'm all for that. But you're not making any money on that. All right. So let's say you have $20,000 in the bank. The bank is paying you 0.25%, but inflation is 5%. You're losing every year 4.75% of that money. So while you think it's nice and safe there, you're not losing any money. Technically, you are, because things are getting more expensive and your money is losing value. So you have to put that money to work. Okay. So one of the things that I don't believe is fair is that banks make more money on your money than you do. So while you have $20,000 in the bank and they're paying you 0.25% for your hard-earned money, they're out here making loans, making car loans, making mortgages, doing credit cards, you name it, they're using your money and they're making 10 times the money back on your money sitting in the bank while you're getting 0.25%. So think about that. How smart is that? Yes, I do believe everybody should have a bank account, checking, savings, okay? But the thing is, a lot of us, we don't do our homework past that. We say, okay, we have a bank account, it's set up, okay, we'll just throw money in there and forget about it. Just keep on putting money there and not think about it. No, we have to be smart with our money, okay? We have to keep in mind inflation. This is why every year we're like, okay, I need more money. I need to make more money. Let me go to my boss, ask for more money. Let's see how I can make my business grow, because things get expensive as they go on, okay? So we can't just stay stagnant in one spot. And the banks, they're taking maximum advantage of your money while you're actually losing money, keeping it in their account. So stay with me here. We're going to discuss how we can kind of shift that in our favor in a second. Also, I don't know, have you noticed, have you gotten hit with fees? Has anybody gotten hit with any bank account fees? Any maybe late fees or just fees for keeping the money in the bank on top of the 0.25 that they pay you? You get hit with tons of fees. If you have credit cards, you get hit with fees. If you have savings accounts, checking accounts, you get hit with fees. Just fees. These banks are killing you guys, including me, because I have money in the bank account. But again, we're going to get there. You have to learn how to manage your money, where to move your money, how to have your money work for you, because keeping it in the bank alone, it is not helping you. You might as well keep your money underneath your mattress or under the sofa or something. There you probably won't lose as much money than keeping it in the bank. Okay. Yeah, it's insane how they only pay us 0.25% on our money in the savings, and they can loan our money. We get hit with fees. Like, these things add up, and the system is set to, I'm not going to say make us fail, but you can definitely do a lot better if you do your homework, and I'll leave that at that. Okay. And there's a lot better ways to make your money work for you. Okay, that's what we want to do. We want to get passive income, so we could do other things. Okay, and get away from the 9 to 5 trap. Get our time back to do what we want to do with our loved ones, to do what we want to do with ourselves, to be happy. Okay, so things you can do instead of keeping money in the bank. You can buy businesses. If you have, I don't know, $20,000, put it down on a business that's going to make you money every month. That's going to, yearly, that's going to get you out of the 9 to 5 rat race. Okay. Invest it in a business. Buy a home. Okay. If you have money to put down on a house, buy a home. You can rent it. You can live in it. The thing is that when you sell it, you'll make money. Renting it, you'll have extra money. Okay. And it's just more than what the bank is giving you, period. Okay, you're not really making much money at these interest rate that these banks are doing. I will say this though, if you like keeping your money in the bank, you want to put it in a high yield savings account. Okay, it's a lot better, and I've noticed that most of these banks that do that are online banks, so they can give you 4%, 5%. So minimum, they're covering these inflations, and then you really won't have to worry about losing money. But keeping it in these big bank accounts, big name bank accounts, sorry, you're not making money, you're actually losing money. So look into online banks. I'm not going to say any names here. So you guys have to do your homework on that and look into which bank pays the most interest rate. Okay. The other thing is, if you guys have a lot of money in the bank, let's say I'm talking about over 250,000, you are not covered. Okay. I'll say that again. If you have over $250,000 in a bank account, you are not covered from scams, fraud, or anything. You're covered up to $250,000 from the FDIC, from the government. But after that, if you get scammed, if something happens with the bank goes out of business. Like these banks had 2008. Banks had to be helped. They went down in 2023, I believe. There was a bank that went down. You are not covered. Okay, so this is very, very important. Unless you are saving up to buy a home, make a big purchase or something, you shouldn't have that much money in a single bank account. Spread them out, so at least that you're covered. Okay, spread your money out, diversify it, again, in businesses, in gold, in anything. Okay, try not to surpass the $250,000 in one bank account. Now keep in mind, you should have enough of your emergency funds in the bank. Meaning, if you need minimum $5,000, $6,000 a month to get by without a job or without money coming in, you have that in your bank account. So if you need $6,000, 6,000 times 3, you're looking at $18,000. Some people do 6 months, some people do a year. I think a year is excessive, but anything after that amount, let's say anything after $15,000 in the bank, you should be looking into diversifying it, looking into where you can put money after that. And that money, put it in an account where you don't even look at it. That's just emergency funds. Something happens, you have somewhere to get your money, and you should be covered in the bank account there. You should have no issues with that. Everything after that, you should be investing, diversifying, looking into what you can do with that money instead of having to sit in a bank account. Okay. All right, so a quick recap here, guys. Inflation is eating up your money just having to sit in a bank account. Look into high yield savings account. Look into online bank accounts that they'll pay you at least cover your inflation. 4 or 5% is great. Much better than the 0.25s or whatever they're paying now in these bigger banks, okay? Banks are making money off of your money. And I'm not talking about your checking account, I'm talking about your savings, anything. If you have it in the bank, they're using your money. They're lending it out to mortgages, car loans, you name it. They're making money 10 times more. Who knows how much more than that. And they're paying you pennies for having your money in their bank account. Keep that in mind, guys. Do your research, do your homework, okay? You have limited control. Yes, you can go out, pull out a couple $100, maybe $1,000, whatever it is. But if you need large amounts of money, they might not even have it at the bank. So if you have a hole you need to get out of and you need $20,000, they might tell you, oh, we don't have that here. I can give you only X amount today. That is insane. That is your money. You should be able to have access to that money 24/7. But guys, that is not always the case. And I'm just letting you know that, okay? So there's better ways to actually utilize the money that you have after your emergency funds. Keyword after your emergency funds. Make sure you have at least 3 months of your expenses covered so you don't have to change drastically your lifestyle if something goes wrong in life. And we all know life happens. Okay, so it's very good to have at least those 3 months. But after those 3 months, guys, figure out what you can do with your money. Diversify it. Buy assets, buy businesses, put your money to work for you. You'll make a lot more money than just having to sit there in the bank account, okay? All right, guys, so if you guys are learning from all this information and enjoy it, please subscribe to the channel so we can keep discussing and growing financially with one another. Give the video a like so YouTube can share it around, and leave your comment down below. I'd love to hear what you guys are thinking about these information that I'm dropping. This is a community to help one another in our financial journeys. If you have any tips that maybe I didn't discuss here, leave it down below. All right, guys, catch you on the next one.